Okay, welcome to the Golf Scholar channel. Today I'm going to do a video here on yardage books and the data and information it contains and how it can be useful to the golfer. So I've kind of made my own example here from this image. This is hole number 10 at Augusta National, Camellia, and it's my favorite golf hole, so I thought it'd be a good one to use to demonstrate some things here. So what we're going to do is go over color by color, what I've put here on the screen and why it's there and what it means. So first we'll start with purple, and what it's doing is kind of showing you how the hole is measured. In this direction, it recalibrates itself and then measures off in this direction to the green. So the hole itself is actually not measured in a straight line, okay? Unless the hole was directly straight. So it's not measured as far as yardage like that. It's going to be measured like we just showed here, then there, into the green. So some things I've noted right away. You can see I've recalibrated how the center line would be to the fairway, kind of where the shot would be coming in from. Here I've identified from the left side and the right side the center yardage to the green. So on the left, you can see it's a longer shot in, 225. On the right here, 200. Now these aren't exact for number 10 at Augusta. I'm just kind of estimating here, so it'll be fine for learning purposes. Okay, now the next color we see here is yellow, and what I've noted here right beside the tee box is this is severely downhill. For instance, this hole has a 100-foot drop in elevation all the way through to here, kind of into the bunker area. So that's something you would want to know when you're teeing off. Also, if you follow these yellow lines, it's kind of showing you how the fairway slopes and the grade of it. So it's showing you around the right side here, things are going to be kicking hard and left. Up near the green, I've noted that this is 30 feet up. So if you're short here, this green is definitely elevated. Or if you're in the low areas in here, it's going to be an elevated green. The other yellow arrows you see are how the green is going to kick off if it's missed. Okay, so we'll go to orange next here. Now when you see this number 250, that's not a number into the green. What I'm doing is measuring the distance from the tee. So from this point to this point, it would be 250. And the other orange number you see here is 280. And why that's important here on number 10 is this hole is a dogleg left, so it's very important for the shot to take some type of curvature like that, or to play a shot short of this mark. So you definitely would want to know what it's going to be, the distance from the tee, if you were going to lay up short, or if you chose to curve something around that, around the dogleg. That's going to be very useful information. Okay, the next things we see here are the red X's, and that's just kind of notifying me that do not go here. This is bad. So especially on the right side here, you do not want to miss over in these areas. And the right side of the green, it's almost impossible to get up and down. So as you're playing this hole, we're doglegging left. If we get the right kick and can end up in this area, right, the hole becomes much easier. For instance, the lie is much flatter, and the angle into the green is a much easier angle to hold the green. Because if you miss over here onto the right, and the reason I don't want to go right while this red X is here, not only is the fairway sloping hard left, so even if you were in the fairway on the right side, you're going to be faced with a hooking lie into a green that has a hooking angle. So it makes it very difficult to hold the shot. You're almost asked to hit a cut shot from a hook lie into a hook green. It can get odd and weird. So let's move to green next. Now, if you're familiar with this hole, Bobby Jones has cabins along the left side, and those cabins are where the amateurs stay if they happen to qualify and lucky enough to get to play in the tournament. So those are landmarks, and the reason I'm kind of using them as a demonstration is on your course or whatever course you're playing, there's always going to be a few things that kind of stand out amongst the crowd. If there's hundreds of trees down this left side, it might be hard to identify which one you've marked or which one you're using for your distance gauge. So we're just using kind of this cabin as a landmark, even though it is way off the course of play. We're just, for example, when you see 3 numbers, the middle number is to the center of the green. The number above that is to the back of the green, and the number below that would be to the front of the green, or whatever they're using these numbers to measure to. So if you take the back number, or the top number, and the bottom number, that should tell you the depth of the green from this angle. From this angle in, that'll kind of tell you the depth. Okay. The other green mark we see here is kind of a landmark on this hole. We're all familiar with this area. That's where Bubba hit his gap wedge. I believe it was from 144. Yeah, so we've all seen that shot and how cool it was. So again, I'm just using it as an example because that's something that you could identify. The next one you see here is I've identified the center of this bunker is 60 yards. So in case you get in trouble off the tee and are forced to lay up, this would be useful information as far as pitching in for your third. Or if you had to lay up, it would give you an idea of, let's say we're over here, 200 to the center. Okay, I know I'm 60 to the bunker, so that means I'm 140 to the center of that bunker. But when you look at a professional's yardage book, it's going to be very detailed. They're going to have tons of numbers and tons of information, just because you never know really where your ball is going to end up. But in my opinion, I feel like keeping it less cluttered can be better, because more clutter can really get confusing sometimes if you don't know what you're looking at. So, for yourself, you can make your own yardage book for whatever course you're playing. You don't have to be artsy or fancy. You would kind of just draw a layout of a hole, like in a small notebook, or on something where you can put 18 holes together. And from there, you're just going to draw in things, kind of like I've done here on this hole, that are important to the golf hole, to help you measure its distance, elevation, slopes, and kind of the strategy of how you want to play it. And that's what the notes are for here on the right side, in case there's something that's easier just to write down than kind of draw on here. You'll kind of use a note section. So hopefully this was helpful for understanding how yardage books work. And I encourage you to go out and kind of make your own, for maybe a course you've never played, or if you just want to practice doing it. But hope you all have a good day, and thank you now.